Well, super excited to have you both here. And Kim, honored to have you back. We had you at World Snorkel Day last year.
I know. Thanks for having me back. This is great.
It's a lot of fun, and super excited to dive into EduProtocols with you all.
Okay. I love watching the growth as John gets set up. I've loved watching the growth of Snorkl because I met you guys at the ASU GSV show in 2024, and you guys were kind of walking around and sharing. And then this year you had a booth, and same thing at ISTE, walking around. And this year you had a booth. So it's so exciting for me to see your program or product build at capacity and what you offer to teachers and students. So it's great to see the growth that you guys have had in this past year too.
Thanks for saying that. It's been a lot of fun, and just an honor to work with so many awesome teachers and educators and leaders all across the country this past year. We've been growing fast. It's been a lot of fun.
All righty. So I think we are just about ready to kick this show off here. Let me hit the present button. Seeing a lot of protocolers there in the chat.
Yeah, drop it in the chat here if you're a protocoler.
Oh, hey. Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't on that tab. Now I am. Hey guys.
And it looks like they changed StreamYard. You used to not be able to chat on the public side, only on the teen side. So I'm really loving that. So let's get the slides open up here. And John, I'm just giving you a heads up. For whatever reason, my Snorkl is not loading right now.
Oh.
So I'm going to pivot if we need to.
Okay.
I tried logging out and everything, but let's go ahead and get started. And we'll just tape it together, Kim, because we can totally do that.
We got it.
And if my Snorkl doesn't load, not a problem. So this session is going to be about EduProtocols and Snorkl. And Kim, I was loving, Kim is the one that introduced me, John. So she was at ASU and she's like, there's this thing called Snorkl. And I was like, what's that? And so she finally dropped me in and I was like, oh my gosh. Now maybe about a year later, for those of you that are protocols people, we haven't really publicly announced this till now, but the Frayer, Word Up Wednesday, little parts, 8 parts, sentence parts, sketch and tell, thick slides, 3x POV, CER, and genre are all baked in now. So
and
when you go and math reps is coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's not in this section, but that's true. I'm looking at our section.
Okay.
But yes, there's also self-correcting math reps. So imagine that, you guys. All the cool stuff that you love about math reps, self-correcting, including the word problems. So we're super stoked about that. So Kim, I'm going to kick you off for explaining a little Word Up Wednesday.
Okay. So
I'm going to see if I can get my Snorkl open in the background while you're doing that.
Okay. So I think now it's just called Word Up. And for my Gen Xers, I really wanted to have Cameo playing because every time I say it's time for Word Up, that's all I hear in my head is Word Up. Anyway, so it originally was called Word Up Wednesday because we love a good alliteration, but you can do Word Up on any day with your vocabulary words. So what you kind of have here is the idea of a Frayer model, which most of you know a Frayer model, where people take a vocabulary word and define it, facts and characteristics, synonyms, antonyms, maybe an image. And we're changing that up a little bit and bringing in the idea of a jigsaw where kids are going to be working on the same slide together when we're talking a traditional Word Up. So John and I, and John, Laven, and Jeff would be in a group. We would be taking care of a vocabulary word that we either chose or were given, and one of us would be finding the Google definition. One of us would be using it in a sentence to show meaning. One of us would be paraphrasing. We'd all be kind of taking turns finding images or GIFs or memes to go along with that word. And our counterparts in another group would be doing the same word because we want to have a little gamification there. And we put our two slides up against each other. So John's showing an example of that right there. So because, kids do better when there's competition, right? That my slide's going to be better than your group slide. And it's a great way to get kids to play with the vocabulary words, know them more, multiple representations of a word, all that stuff. And kind of just gamify that learning, get some more practice in there that's practical. We're not doing a matching worksheet, DOK1. This is absolutely application of the words, and working with collaboration and communication with our teams as well. So, of course, in Snorkl, it is going to be something that we do individually, but we could maybe work on the group part, work up to that. But there's going to be lots of great ways to practice this individually and then in a group.
And John, I don't know why, but my Snorkel's hung up. My suspicion is too many worldwide people in Snorkel right now. That's my guess. You guys have broken the internet for your section.
Well,
but what
we'll have to figure that out real quick here.
Yeah. So Word Up Wednesday. Here's some fun Smart Start versions. So the team word is grouped. We actually tell the students to Google it and paste the Google definition right here, and then immediately write it in your own words. And I love this part. It's a little bit passive aggressive, but basically, can the kids find the right fact, and then can they put it in their own words? And then they give us some synonyms or similars and some antonyms or opposites, because realistically, group doesn't really have an antonym. But this person thought Iron Man and the Hulk have some similar qualities to group. But the point is, Iron Man and Hulk are not like nature centric. And then you've got your image, your meme, and your GIF. Here's another example, French fries. So here we've Googled it. Over here, paraphrased it. We got our image, our meme, and our GIF here. And then this one's lattice. And Kim, this one's right here. I can't make everybody happy. I'm not apple
I love
pie.
it. I love it.
So here's some examples of how Word Up looks. And I love this one on SpongeBob. Similar, Scrub Daddy and Cork. Opposite, Squidward, Plankton, and Sandy. So the idea here is you give kids Fast and Curious on Monday and Tuesday. And the reason it was Word Up Wednesday is because the kids can do these 5 or 6 words they're struggling the most on Wednesday. But like Kim said, every day is the right day for Word Up. So no worries there. So that's our first one we want to kick off. And Kim, how are we doing in the comments? Do we have any questions so far?
We do have a couple interesting ones. As far as what you can upload to the template, I wasn't successful with uploading a GIF when I tried it. You could upload the memes. And I don't know if Snorkl AI is giving feedback on the actual memes.
It does.
It does. Okay.
It does.
I didn't get to try that out with my adult learners last week at our academy. So, but it worked great. Just to review the goals of a Word Up Wednesday is that multiple representations of a word, which is coming straight out of your standards for your students and meeting UDL. They're doing some deep learning and critical thinking. So when your admins say that R word, that's rigor, you're adding in one of the 4 C's, and that to me automatically makes the activity more rigorous. And we're making learning social. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Zaretta Hammond's book about culturally responsive teaching in the brain. And you got to make learning social. I went to Catholic school and we were in rows, all 36 of us, and there was not a peep from us. Kids like to learn together. We like to share our learning. That's what happens now, especially in this age of social media. So when we provide opportunities for that, for kids to engage in conversation that's not forced and trite, it's meaningful. We get a lot more from our kids. And the smiles, even adults doing this, they were laughing and smiling and having a good time together with their vocabulary words that I gave them last week. So it's super fun.
Yeah, and so like if you need a Smart Start version of this, what's the hot lingo right now? What's the TikTok phraseology? Keep it appropriate. And man, that is a great way to start the second day of school. Kids are super jacked.
Use your AI to go generate a list of terms and check them first. Don't go to Urban Dictionary on your work computer, please.
No. So I've asked, the GIFs don't work. So if you look at this sample right here, the GIFs don't work yet, but I have begged John and Jeff to add them. And once they get through World Snorkel Day, I've been assured that they will do them someday. So I'm really excited about that timeline. But if you guys log into Snorkl, you will end up getting a pre-configured template like this one. And now all you have to do is verbally tell the kids, table 4, this word, this word, this word, this word. Table 3, this word, this word, this word. That way, kind of like Iron Chef, each kid is going to get to see their words a couple different times, and there's that repetition piece. John, I have a bizarre idea. Do you want to host? Why don't you host the word up?
If it's helpful for you, I actually just put it on the screen.
Yeah. So just give us a host link and send it, because for whatever reason, my Snorkl end is not cooking right now.
Oh, are we going to do an activity?
Yeah, but
great.
This is EduProtocols. We goes hands-on.
Great. Okay, let me back up here. So the way I got here, in case anyone's wondering, is in the Snorkl library here. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and there's now this EduProtocol section, and there's some word up. And in here, there's the template that you can customize to whatever your criteria, your specific topic is. But then there's also some sample ones pre-created. So let's just do a sample one. So I'm going to go ahead and assign this. I'm going to just do a new class.
So everybody thinking of a sassy word.
Or does it have a word for them?
It may have a word.
This one is pre-populated with the word.
Okay. So then, our join code, as always, join snorkl.app.
Yep.
And then 96MEM4EH. And you guys can hop in there. And this is what I tell people when we're doing something for the first try. Don't worry about doing a good job. Just get in there and futz around a little bit. It's okay.
I will drop that there also in the comments if that's easier to access. Otherwise, you can use the URL up on that screen, that join.snorkl app, and put in that join code.
And John, I'm mystified that my Snorkl is down. I have no idea. But I restarted my computer this morning. I cleared out my hard drive. I'm such a good boy. I made sure that my microphone worked in StreamYard because I've had issues with that in the past. And then I go to Snorkl and it's like, it's me, but it's clearly me.
That is odd. That is odd. It's working for me. I'm not sure. I know Jeff is.
Well, 1990s me is telling me to clear my browser cache.
Okay.
So we'll do that in a little bit.
How many tabs do you have open right now, John?
I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, John Lavin, do you have suggestions? One thing I noticed when I was demoing this last week, when I went to put in my images, I have to save as the image and then upload, right? No?
Just screenshot and save. You don't got to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Copy paste, babe.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
We see lots of folks joining in here.
Kelly Hobbs, you can join as when you're logged in for the teacher, but you've got to go to the link there. You can't just join in that tab. You'll just need to open a new tab.
And so, John, we're going to give folks a few minutes here to actually respond?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to give them as instructions prior for them? If someone's never done this before,
I don't think there's a pre-populated word. If there's a pre-populated word, let's go with that.
There is.
What's the word?
Yeah, I think it's priority.
Okay. Oh, this is a perfect thing for back to school.
Okay, here it is. Yeah. So what instructions would you give?
The process is really, really simple. So this process is really simple, John. Google definition. I want you to Google the word priority and paste it there. Right next to that, I want you to rewrite that so that it's accurate but shorter. And to paste the definition memory, great question. Just click on the little T and hit paste. It's that easy. Just click on the little T and hit paste, just like normal slide building techniques. And then for today, John, we'll just do one synonym and then one antonym. And you guys can do an image or a meme. Now, this is one of the things, and I think you'll like this, John. When I'm telling teachers about Snorkl for the first time, don't worry about making it perfect, because you're going to be most excited when Snorkl tells you what you did wrong.
Right. Yeah.
So don't worry about making it like, dude, this ain't grad school. Just slap something in there, paraphrase it, add a picture, and then this is my code. I love this too, John. And Kim, you probably have this happen. People are like, so do I submit? Well, that big purple Barney button right there says what? Record, voice, and screen. So yes, you will talk, folks. And that's what our ELs need, and that's what our GATE students need. That's pretty much what everybody needs. So again, for time purposes, don't worry about executing the whole thing. Do 2 or 3 boxes and use your voice and send it. And then if you have not used Snorkl before, oh my God, you're going to freak out at how custom and positive the feedback is. For me, I don't know if you guys program it to be in the voice of an English grandmother, but that's what I feel like when Snorkel's talking. Oh, that's beautiful, John. That's beautiful. Do you want some cocoa with your partially done paragraph?
Your account, John. Yeah, that's a customization.
What I've loved seeing with my third graders specifically, this was my favorite story to tell John. I had my students working on a math problem. I had them working on a math problem, and it was like it was the first or second time we've done this. And I'm watching them, and it must have been the second time, because they sit there and they all they put their hair behind their ears and they get ready to basically do their podcast. They start it like this. Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm going to tell you about the word priority. And they do this they become the teacher. It's the cutest thing, but it gives you like a 5-minute long Snorkl. And if I had to sit there and listen to all that, I would not be a happy teacher, because it's way too much. But Snorkl does that. So we talked about it, and I said, okay, boys and girls, you are having so much fun. You're treating this like your own little podcast, and that's amazing. But here's what I need you to start doing. You're going to figure out your answer first, get your things ready to go, then you press record. So it was just a little bit of a learning curve on that, because it was like absolutely so adorable. And they were taking it so seriously, especially if it told them to solve it in a second way. And I absolutely loved it and wanted to encourage them, but I also didn't need it to take 5 minutes for them to do this. So we talked about preparing our answer and then going ahead and pushing record when we were ready. Because some of them were like in their recording right away and they hadn't even read the problem. So just something for you to know. And it's like a good problem. It's a learning thing. It's not like it was an issue. It was a great problem.
Yeah. Okay. So we're getting some good stuff in the chat. One person said an image is hard. No, it is not. Make a new tab, type in priority, go to images, right click, copy, boom, it's in. So part of that's just the training. The other thing was, John, and you remember you and Jeff and I had this conversation. So Sherry and looks like Colleen can't get in. When we do the next round, John, make sure you hit the guest access. When you guys go to assign, there's guest access, which you're going to need right there, guest login. Oh, can you update it?
Yep.
Okay. Oh my gosh. You can do it midstream. Yep. So Andrea and Colleen and Sherry, you're getting in a little late, but that little slider button means that your kids do not need to be logged in through Google or anything like that. They can just join. I call it like turn and burn mode. They can just bop right in there.
And let's maybe just for 30 seconds. I know some people are going to try to record audio, so let's
be quiet. This is really hard for Kim and I.
Give everyone 30 seconds of silence.
This is the hardest part of the whole presentation.
Audio. If you haven't responded,
don't say a thing.
Are
we starting now?
Let's start the countdown. All right, and then maybe some people still working, but we'll keep going.
John, find Carla Hobbins. She, being Carla, went off script, but it'll be a great exemplar.
Okay, great. Let me find Carla here.
There she is.
Her?
So yeah, pop her open there real quick. Okay, let's see how she did.
Yep. Okay.
So she did, there we go. Super important. Priority means super important. And she's got her image. And then how's her feedback looking, John?
Yeah, so she got a 2 out of 4 here. Let's see. It says, great job finding and copying the Google definition. Can you think about how your image of chocolate chips connects to the concept of something being more important? Okay, so
Carla is famous for bringing these things called chippers from North Dakota to PD. And it's basically Lay's chips dipped in chocolate. So whenever you ask Carla to do any assignment, she's like that kid. You know, no matter what you ask Kim about, you're getting pineapples. No matter what you ask Carla about, you're getting chippers. But notice how the AI worked that in as a positive learning experience instead of you're wrong, you're off task, whatever. It's very subtle for that.
Yeah.
Now I did mine and I didn't record anything. My voice, I just recorded my screen because I knew that everyone would hear me record. So I just wanted to see what it would do. And I got 3 out of 4 just on my screen recording. So I did not use my voice to it.
And here's a little hack. You can do these without a kid's voice. It's just the way you set it up. Or what I like to type in the rubric and instructions is, when you're finished, speak about your learning. So you can force the voice piece. You can leave it just open-ended, because we've had the same experience, Kim. I've had EL kids that rock the assignment, but they didn't do any actual typing. Well, that's great for day one. It's day one. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Another great thing that I have seen happen with that real-time feedback, it was a math problem about perimeter and area, I think. And one of my students put in her response and she got her feedback and she was wrong. But I heard her say, she listened to her feedback. She's like, oh, that's what I need to do. I get it now. And if we would have been like paper penciling that, I would have graded that at night, know that she got it wrong. And the next day I would give her back her paper. She wouldn't look at that and go figure out why she got it wrong. So here on the fly, a 3rd grader was getting ready, getting their feedback, finding out what they did wrong, and then be able to fix it right there. I mean, that's very powerful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go ahead.
So John, I want to wrap this up and get to the next segment. We got another hands-on to do still.
Great.
So put my screen back up if you would.
Let me.
So in the slides we're going to give you guys at the end, you'll get all these examples and things to share. So John's going to put my screen back up. Here we go. We're in the transition. And then Rachel is doing the thing. You submit by pushing the giant purple button and talking. Yeah, I require kids to talk about it. And to John, you'll love this. I had a bunch of math teachers I gave them a 2-step equation. That's all I gave them. I just dropped it. It's just a 2-step equation. And they all got a 1. Yeah. And they were so mad. And I said, read what Snorkl said. And it said in the instructions, the AI feedback said, you didn't explain your thinking. Mm-hmm. You didn't model your thinking.
Yeah.
You didn't create an equation. You just wrote the answer. Let's try again. And I said, bro, isn't that what every one of your 7th graders wants to do? They just want to write the answer.
Yeah, I think we think it's a really unique opportunity to get every student in class talking. I know there's a question that came up here in the chat just a moment ago, like, can you have all your students in class talking at once? What would you say to that?
I've done it. It's fine.
I've done it. Yeah. I'll actually let them go sit in kind of little corners in the room away from each other, so they're not like right at the desk with each other.
Right.
Yep.
There's a certain level of sensibility, but they can all do it at the same time.
We use an AI tool to capture the student's voice, and it's actually quite good at following a single student's voice through like the recording, even if there's background noise. So sometimes you'll listen to the video afterwards and you'll hear all this chatter in the background. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the transcript, the closed captioning that happens automatically, it's just following that one student's voice.
Oh my gosh, Charisse and Julie are our people, Kim. Yes. I had them all talking at once. I have 32 kids.
Yep.
And then Julie's like, they learn to ignore each other. Right. Okay, so now a little bit about what protocols are. If you're new to protocols, we've got all these books, nearly 100 classroom tested lesson frames you can use. And these slides are by Jake Carr. How to make a hot dog? Well, there's certain essential elements to a hot dog, right? You have the tubular meat, you have some kind of condiments and possibly chopped veggies. And the instructions are pretty straightforward, right? Pretty straightforward. But there are 1,000 ways to make hot dogs. Right. So this is, if you guys like this graphic, yes, Kim, always a food analogy. If you Google hot dogs around the world infographic, this pops up. And this is actually only 1/10 of it. But look at all the variations on the hot dog metaphor, right? Which this is a spectacular smart starts, Kim, right? Give kids 100 hot dog types, which now watch the EduProtocols part. Put a picture of it. What country is it from? 3 facts about it, and what's the hot dog that you would not choose from the list? Boom, Iron Chef going down, first 20 minutes of class. I'm teaching kids Snorkl. I'm teaching them how to read. I'm finding out what they're into. Really, really good. So you have all these crazy variations, and EduProtocols are repeatable routines that boost engagement, support critical thinking, and adapt, just like those hot dogs. I've never had one, but you can even have meatless hot dogs, and I'm not sure what the point would be. Anyways, but EduProtocols really support this concept. We're minimizing effort by the teacher. People tend to seek pleasure, which is kids saying things like this. This is so cool. This is so fun. This is so interesting. And then avoiding pain, less grading, less planning, focusing on the content instead of just burning time. So there's this kind of trifecta of things going on. And why do they work? Well, we like to start with a smart start, just like we did with you guys. We might start with a brain rot word. We don't want kids to have to look it up. We want them to just go right off of what they like. And then we do it again. And tomorrow, so let's see, what did we do today? Priority. Tomorrow we might do brain rot words, or we might do, some intro vocab. But by the 3rd or 4th time, the kids know what the routine is, and they're not using hardly any cognitive load to do the work. It's fantastic. And then part of the brain science here is called the ipsative learning cycle, in which when people do a thing and then they get feedback, they think, I want to do that again. And John, in real life, this would be golfing, bowling, Candy Crush. There's no actual prize for being the best at Candy Crush. There's no cash prizes. You're just playing against yourself and you're seeing the score. So what's happening in a lot of regular classrooms is we're not giving kids feedback. And so this initiative to play it again doesn't show up. So they're like, everything's a one-off deal. Then some more of the brain science is this guy, Frederick Ebbinghaus from the late 1880s. And if you look this up, the Ebbinghaus effect, also known as the forgetting curve. And it's pretty fantastic, you guys. If you do something once, look at your retention down here. It's pretty low. But if you do that thing 4 times, your retention's up in the low 70s. It's a spectacular difference. And I can't believe we don't talk about this more in education, except I know why we don't. And that is this. I already feel like I've been beat with a rubber hose on Friday night, correcting all the stuff I'm doing. If you think I'm going to do 3 more reps of each assignment, you're bonkers. And that's where the protocols come in, because learning should look like this. It's not monolithic. We don't learn, work, work, work. We work, learn, work, learn, work, learn. And Snorkel's perfect for this because, Kim, you've seen this too. And I'm sure you have, John. You put kids in an assignment and then you can hear what do they call it? A ripple in the force. Is that what they call it in Star Wars? And the kids are like, Gah, I'm doing it again. And they start locking in, and they lock in, and then they're like, oh, I missed one more part. And they lock in. And that's the ipsative effect in action with the Ebbinghaus effect in action in real time. And the crazy part is they'll do it 7 or 8 times. And now I want to do a little SEL, and I think you'll back me up on this, Kim. Some kids will OCD on a 4. For example, Carla might be doing that right now. I want a 4. What I tell the kids is on a practice day, 3 is a pass. If you get a 4, that's fantastic. If you want to do more rep, it's incredible. But on a normal practice day, thank you, Megan, a disturbance in the force, not a ripple. But I'd say, it's synonymous. I'm an English guy. So Protocols work. It's all supported by Hattie's work. Practice is a 0.79. Spaced repetition is a 0.71. Feedback is a 0.73. And guess what lecture is, Kim? Negative 0.26.
Yeah.
Negative. So like, okay, once my students saw somebody do better, they were like, oh no, buddy. Which they've been trained for this for sports. And then Kim, I'm gonna let you do this one because I know you love this slide.
I do love this slide. John showed this slide to me about 2 years ago, and I put it in every presentation. When you think about how we learn, there are the 4 main ways of learning. We have repetition, where we do something over and over again. We have that retrieval practice, where we bring back those skills and try it again and do it again. Like if you think about if we're going to use food analogies and cooking analogies, when I can teach you how to do something, we've got the reciprocal teaching going on, and that means I know it to a high level. And then realizing that there's patterns in our learning and how things work, and applying those patterns in new situations is called recursion. And when you like really think about this, and you go to then Xerox the packet that you were going to use for whatever you were going to teach, you realize that that is not going to happen here. I will give you my 4 example in this process. I had to get a new air filter on my car, and they wanted to charge me $80 for this $15 air filter.
And Mama said, no way.
And there's no way I'm doing that. The cabin air filter and the engine air filter, because I would rather go buy a dress with pockets than do that. So I went and looked up a video. I didn't go read an article about how to do it. I looked up a video on YouTube. I watched the video a couple times. There's my repetition. I got my parts. I went and did it. And then I was successful. Then I taught my son how to do it, because there's my reciprocal teaching. Retrieval, when I had to do it again in 6 months. And then the recursion happened because I did my cabin air filter. Then I did my engine air filter because I had the confidence to do it. Mm-hmm. So all those things work in there, work with how we learn. And the EduProtocols, especially paired with Snorkl, allow this to happen in magical ways for kids.
Now, every time she changes their cabin air filter, it's a big social media event.
It is.
So there's
I post it all the time. And I offer to do it for people.
So, John, since you're my co-pilot, I just sent you a block of text. Be ready with that, but I'll tell you what we're going to do with it in a second. Drew Skeeler, he's got all of his history guys down in Texas using EduProtocols. Check this out. 2/3 of his students were receiving master's level, which is 85% or higher. Folks, he's at a Title I school. And look at the bottom. The language we all speak. Okay, here's another one. Fast and Curious. Amber got her kids to do, ready for this? Fast and Curious, Iron Chef, and Triple Genre. They did 2 rounds of this. You guys, look how much writing got done in under 30 minutes. And that's only 1/3 of the 3 assignments they did in Amber's class during one class. And then you can take this genre thing as far as you want. Adam's got his kids writing 5 genres in one class period in middle school. And with Snorkl, it will give them genre-centric feedback in each box. Plus, they have to read it. It's bonkers. And here's Josie doing Cyber Sandwich. If you've done Cyber Sandwich, imagine this. If you do the paragraph portion in Snorkl, it's now immediate feedback. It changes everything, you guys. So now we're going to flip through here. Now we're going to go this one. We're going to do the big wrap up, John. Okay. Students hate annotating, and this is why. Nobody wants to grade this. And John, tell me the truth. Have you seen teachers that take all the notebooks home on the Friday before grades are due and spend the whole weekend with their bingo stamper or their plus sign, reading all the notes, checkbox, reading all the notes, and then 3 are missing, so they get Fs, all this stuff. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, not what I want to be spending my weekend doing.
No. So we came up with Annotate and Tell, which if you're a protocoler and you've seen Sketch and Tell, it's a variation of it. John's never done this before, and I'm going to walk him through it. So John, if you want to pop your Snorkl open.
Yeah, great.
That may not be appropriate for the job workplace for me to say, actually.
Where are we going?
Okay, here we go. So John's going to hit create an activity. You guys are going to make one from scratch. Okay, yeah. Type in annotation for the assignment. That's all we need to put. Now, people had questions earlier, so we got choices right here. Whiteboard recording, whiteboard only, audio only. John, let's go whiteboard only for this one.
Okay.
And we're not going to worry about the audio. So now look what happens, you guys. See the purple button there? Click on that, John. John's going to paste that text that I sent him in there. And it's about the history of Crocs, which is very controversial because we got Croc likers and Croc not likers. John, make it like a little taller like it was. Okay. And then, and then slide it left. Good. And then click the little T where there's a T there and type on the right side, type paragraph here. Now I want you guys to see how long this takes from scratch. Okay, hit done.
Done.
Okay, now John scrolls down to the detailed instructions. You might think of this as the rubric. So where it says type your instructions. And I do these as one line each, you guys. Don't do these narrative. Students read the passage. Return. Highlight 3 facts about the main idea. Return. And then write several sentences about what you think the main idea is. Scroll down a little bit more. You guys, is going to blow your mind. Hit the purple button. Now the AI is going to look at the picture, the image, whatever's in the whiteboard. It's going to read my instructions. It's going to make a rubric. And Kim, I've been doing this for about 6 months since I met the Snorkl team. I say, who loves teaching? Lots of hands go. Who hates writing rubrics? Snorkl's got this. So we're going to go confirm, John, because it's Monday morning at 8:15. I got kids in 8 minutes and I had a big weekend, so I don't have time to check. Okay, now we're going to hit assign and send them into whatever class. New class is great. Oh, another little tech tip for you guys. Don't do your assignments by class. So you don't do a first and second and third period. Do it by book or by subject. So that way all your ELA Snorkls are in one pile. All of your math Snorkls are in one pile. Just a small tech tip. Okay, assign. And then you guys, you can read the instructions, but I'll start reading them for you. John puts the link up here. All you got to do is read a little bit about Crocs. And yes, I'm Scott, I am not a Crocs guy. So it's your chance to let us know what you feel about those Crocs facts. On the other hand, there's probably some people right now saying, but I just ordered new Crocs charms on Amazon and you guys are talking them down. That's okay. It's a big tent. We like all the Crocs people. We like the people that don't like the Crocs. I will say Drew Skeeler was playing basketball in Crocs and he ended up getting 3 pins in his big toe. So, now he's going to only wear steel-toed Crocs. And then I think, are you guys getting in okay? Let us know in the chat. But John, and I don't think we've done this one with you before, but what was my prep time?
I think that took us maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 minutes. If I was going to do the same lesson tomorrow, all I do is what?
Yeah, so that lesson we just created, there's a copy of it in the My Library folder, and we can duplicate it. And
I got to do is change the block of text.
Yep.
And bam, just like that. And for the first time ever, I have a tool that's going to tell me if the kids are highlighting stuff that makes sense in nearly real time. I left it kind of vague for you guys, but I can be very particular, Kim. I could say 3 facts about the setting. A key quote about the intent of the protagonist. I can get as nutty as I want, but I didn't want to hurt you guys while you're still on vacation. Christy, I don't want to clutter the channel here, but that'll totally work. So imagine this. For Word Up Wednesday, you would have a little box. You would have a little box that went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you would just circle. I'm slide 1. I'm slide 2. I'm slide 3. Real easy. And that way, each kid has their own way to interact with that group. And no, the text box is not interactive, Sherry. Just make a new one. Not a problem. Another little teaching tip for everybody out there. My new motto is, I don't make text boxes for you guys. Your mom doesn't work here. I do not need to put a text box for every kid. All right, go ahead and close that, John, and let's see some of our early replies here. And again, you guys, whenever we're doing this on the first time, don't worry about being perfect. Just take a shot at it.
And I notice here we have them sorted into correct or incorrect. As a teacher, I can actually make this assignment so that I can turn off correctness if that's maybe not relevant. Maybe I just care about the score and I just care about that feedback. So you can toggle that off too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I love the choice I love in there is you can see the other kids' work when you're done, but only the high quality ones. Or in brain rot language, I'm going to disallow the trash entries. Okay, and Laura, I will go back through it for you. And then John, you can take us on a tour of what you're seeing so far. So yeah, so Laura, I did the same thing. When I first started in Snorkl, it said, make a class. And I thought first period, second period, third period, fourth period. But in reality, it's more efficient to make one called literature and another one called Latin roots. You can send them to the classes on the fly when you assign them. But structurally, you'll have less frustration if all of your ELA is in one folder and all of your reading is in another folder and all of your math is in another folder. It's not period by period. Okay, John, what are you seeing as a first timer to annotate and tell?
Yeah, so let's see. This one's from Audra. Great job highlighting 3 accurate facts from the passage. You picked important details when cracks started.
Audra Wood is here. She's the creator of Reading Reps. Ooh, we got some low-grade royalty here. And Carla, I've had 100 people in this thing before. Yeah, still works.
And then it's let's see. It's asking her to check her spelling of the word design, and then also saying, try starting your summary with a sentence that clearly states the main idea. Like this passage explains ... So it gives her a sentence starter too.
Yep. And then Jennifer has a great question, Kim. She's a smarty. Why didn't you use a template? Well, because for today I was just going fast. But you know what you could do, Jennifer? You can just go copy and paste the template right in. So for today, I just wanted to go quick. But John, I love the way you guys did this. I can tell kids to do these facts in purple, these facts in orange, and these facts in pink. And it will differentiate it. Snorkl will differentiate the fact as it relates to the annotation. And there's an even better version of annotate and tell that I've seen Dominic Helmstetter doing, which he does this, you guys. He puts in the actual primary document and makes kids mark up the document and then write. So here's the key to annotate and tell. Super low prep time. With Snorkl, real-time feedback. I can do 2 or 3 of these in 15 minutes with 90 students, Carla. It's just a matter of what the workload is and how long the read is. So, John, what do you think?
Pretty cool. Love it.
Okay, so put my slides back up, and then I'm going to do the Jennifer Bruner section, is what we're calling it now. Okay, so Jennifer in Annotate and Tell was referring to this little flow, and I'm putting some examples you guys can have in here. You'll see different looks but same vibe. And you know what Justin Unruh will do is on the tell side, he just puts the boring questions from the textbook. So he gives them the text and he puts the boring questions over here. But kids love it. You know why, John? Because they're getting immediate feedback. They're not waiting until the weekend or the quarter. And then Kim came up with this one. And then this is kind of the mix: block of text, annotate, color code, real time. That's how simple it is. And I will download, if you guys didn't know this, since everything on TV is closed caption now, if you want to have kids do an annotate and tell on the ShamWow commercial, all you got to do is type in, and John, you'll know this one for LA, any of the Sweet James lawyer ads, all you got to do is type in whatever it is, closed caption transcript, and you have it typed. So there's a ShamWow for you guys. And then there's a flex tape. We all love flex tape. And this is the one that Jennifer was talking about. And Kim found this beauty. Kim, do you want to walk us through it and tell them why the main idea is at the bottom?
Sure. So I came up with this the first time we did Annotate and Tell. I was helping out some third grade teachers. And so many times in my 32 years of teaching, we always have the kids read. They circle some important facts, and then we ask them to come up with the main idea. And we because we want them to like read main idea and then they have to write the summary or whatever. So I thought about this. What if they found their supporting facts first and copied them or highlighted them in that text, talk with their partner or Snorkl, then come up with the main idea so that we understand this one is, the funky ice cream flavors.
Yes.
So,
but I want to say this again in a different way. Normally main idea would be here.
Right.
But Kim has it as a series of A plus B equals C. Here's your proof, and here's the outcome. And then if you'll notice, it says talk with a partner. So even in Snorkl, I will have two kids tell each other before they hit the big purple button, before they form their main idea, because that chit chat. But look at these ice cream flavors, you guys. I'm going to use the highlighter. Where's the highlight? There it is. So we've got, let's see. We've got lobster ice cream. We've got buttery vanilla ice cream from the Lobster. In New York, garlic. By the way, I've had the stuff up in Gilroy. Don't. It's so bad. Pizza ice cream, corn on the cob ice cream, fresh brown turkey ice cream. Yes, but it gets worse. This is where all the fourth graders fall off their chairs. Squid ice cream, cow tongue ice cream, and raw horse flesh. That gets them going on the annotate and tell. And so there's a couple of other starters that Kim found, facts about squirrels, all those kinds of things. And, secrets. All right, let's pause for some questions. And John, what are your thoughts at this point? And then I got a big finish.
Yeah, super fun. I think so that in that Snorkl library, we have started putting some of these EduProtocol templates in there, like I shared before. And I think there's more coming. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
This is the group that I was working on yesterday that is in. So Prayer, Word Up, Little Parts, 8 Parts, Sentence Parts, Sketch and Tell-O, Fixed Slides, and all the 3 X's. Those are in right now.
And then we just did that annotate and tell, and that took us 2 minutes to create, even though there's not a template in there. And so we tried to make Snorkl super simple to get started with, and then really allow you to customize it from there, and teachers can have input on what the AI is looking for. So lots of options there.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry's offended by the lobster ice cream, though.
Yeah. Well, Sherry's from Nova Scotia, so she's the actual stakeholder on that.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up, you guys. Keep the questions coming in the chat. We'll keep answering. So these are books that are getting ready to drop this year. We have the EduProtocol Design Manual, the Educate to Regulate version, which is fantastic. It's teaching kids to be regulated using protocols. There's the AI literacy. Oh, yeah, sorry. She gets offended when I say she's in the wrong country, too. Newfoundland. The AI literacy edition, which we're really excited about. And then people have been waiting like 20 years for this one, the science edition. So we're really excited about that. Kim, tell them where else they can find out about it.
Sure. So we have over 22,000 members in the Facebook group called the EduProtocols community. Many of you that I see a lot of familiar names in the chat or in the comments that you are in there. It's a great place to come ask a question. We answer it in real time, pretty much. All the authors are in there and we take turn answering. And then it's been called the most positive place on the internet, which makes me very proud since I started it in 2019. And also, there was one other thing I was going to say. We're just happy. Free tech support for life. It's been John's motto that he's taught me since I met him in 2018, and I've adopted it too. So, thank you, Jason, for putting that in there. We are very happy to help, and DM us too. So we're happy.
All right. We have a big event coming up in Sacramento, and Snorkel's going to be there, and we're going to be doing hands-on events. My favorite thing about VibeShift is it's a solutions first event. And this is going to be a funny statement. People are going to roast me in the chat on this one. I'm tired of ideas. I've been cranking out ideas for 30 years. I want to start doing stuff. So VibeShift is all about doing stuff that works. We got to start getting some results. If you have a kid who's going to be a teacher or a former student, we have a free event coming up. It's the New Teacher Launchpad. That'll be September 6th, totally free. And then here's all the slides. And I know we're a few minutes early, but John needs a bathroom break from time to time, not me. I'm not third personing myself. Happy to answer your questions and things in the chat. And John, you notice how I knocked out all the vowels like you guys. I want to be cool like you guys.
Oh, that fancy.
Yeah, it looks like World Snorkel Lady, but it's not. It's World Snorkel Day.
I'm glad we could inspire you.
You bet. Okay, and of course, Sean Wisely makes his first comment is off task. Way to go, Sean.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the chat. Oh,
He
for
said
the
just play San Diego, John. There's your reference point there.
Yeah. I think it's been really neat to see how, when we started Snorkl, we just did that whiteboard recording experience, and we've sort of expanded the offering now. So, and you voiced over this before around, you can choose to set up an activity just with visual response. You can do it just with audio. Now you can do the writing ones too. And I think even the first time that we showed you, John, you and I were on a call, we were looking at doing the whiteboards, and a lot of the sort of ways that you've in the past been able to capture student work with EduProtocols they've been still responses, right? They've done it on a Google slide, they've done it maybe on paper or something like that. And I think, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I think part of what latched on for you here was the feedback, but B, like sort of this new possibility that there's another dimension you can go into with students by incorporating that voice piece too.
Correct. And that's for our ELs. It's really powerful. They don't spend enough time talking in class. I think Sean Wisely can speak to that a little bit. But I saw, and I should have saved it. It was one of those blog posts. I saw it and I was like, I'll be able to find that later. But I saw a blog post that said something like high school kids on average get to speak like 6 times a week in class.
Whoa.
They're spending 6 hours a day being told, shh, be quiet.
Yeah.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Shh, listen, I got to touch. And Snorkl just blows the lid off that, like Kim's podcaster kids. Talk more, bro.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're thinking. And Snorkl is fantastic with, I saw this one where a kid got a math problem right. And he was so excited when he was doing his voiceover that he said, get on my level, Irving. And the Snorkl said, great job on the math, but you probably shouldn't be yelling stuff like great job, Irving, in class.
Keep him on task.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We've got a math teacher joining us here later this afternoon, Megan Mitchell. I just talked to her a little while ago. She's out there actually also in California at ABC Unified. And she was sort of sharing the story of this school year, how this past school year, she started the year. She says some of her students were like a little hesitant about that voice piece. And that by the time they were 2 months into school, every single student was talking all the time. And she said it not only did it mean that they were more comfortable talking with Snorkl, but she felt like it actually helped them become more comfortable talking in class too. And just like
and Gwen just asked a great question that got seconded by Christina. So is there a way for kids to flag what they might think is inaccurate or spurious feedback? Yes, it looks just like this. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. You're all looking at me? Corippo, this is wrong. Just call me over. And I do know too, John, when we worked on this project, why don't you pop Snorkl open real quick and show them the teacher override? Because I think people will really like that. So all the kid has to do is get my attention. I disagree, and they will tell you. It would be cool to have a digital feedback piece, but it is not required. So John, open that assignment back up and show how the teacher.
So we're looking at this.
Control plus a couple times, that'll get real big for us.
This, let me see. Yeah, if I can make this bigger.
Command plus, control plus, command plus. So if you guys look where it says correct, there's a little down arrow. Look what John can click on. Boom.
Yeah, I can customize.
And then on the score.
Change the score.
And then there's a little pencil next to all the, see the little pencil there, you guys? I can go back in and type. I can change what the type is for the feedback. And yeah, Sherry, this is monumentally more impactful because as much as I like Flip, it's still waiting on a person to grade it. And it's not necessarily aligned to standards. And that's the piece that Snorkl brings in. So Hopefully that answered the question on what if kids feel like the robot overlords are getting to them. Simply raise your hand. Also, there's a little box there that says type a comment. So you can enter a chat with kids, and there's a Snorkl coach in the pro version.
Yeah, those are features so you can turn on and off that Snorkl coach feature.
And I have multiple teachers that have told me their kids immediately go to the coach and find out what's the hot take before they go to work, which is a pretty healthy thing.
Yeah. Snorkl coach provides students with a little extra assistance. It puts the AI a little sooner in that student experience instead of waiting for them to submit. And that can be toggled on or off. And so we have some teachers who will enable that. I'll go ahead and I'll enable it on that activity. So if you still have that open.
And then they just refresh.
You can try that now. But it will allow you to chat and ask questions. And we've been really intentional about it. We really want it to be focused on the task at hand, and we really don't want to give away the thinking. But it does put the AI a little sooner in the process. So I know a lot of teachers will use Snorkl as like a formative assessment, and they won't enable Snorkl Coach. And then there's other teachers who are doing some more exploration and learning, and they will enable Snorkl Coach. And so I think there's appropriate places for both.
Yeah. And remember, I'm never just sitting at my desk during these activities.
Yeah.
This is not a set it and forget it. I'm up patrolling the room. I'm over kids' shoulders. I'm watching. This is not robot overlords running my class. You know, today we do standard 14.7 and everybody's going to hate it. So this is still teaching and learning that's very human. But it moves me from the put your name on your paper, why you're on the wrong side of your paper, why didn't you answer guy, to the let's talk more deeply about your knowledge of volcanoes. This is fascinating. It moves you to that higher level.
Yeah. Chelsea, I saw your note here about Snorkl Coach. We made a big Snorkl Coach upgrade at the start of June. Makes Snorkl Coach very much more resistant to giving away thinking. We were seeing that too this spring, and so we made some changes there. We're working on changes all the time, of course, to improve AI across the board, but really excited about some updates that came out around Snorkl Coach.
Right. Special shout out to Memory for just telling Kim and I how great we are, because heading into the weekend, we need that.
Kim, well, let me say it again, Kim and John, huge thank you. This was awesome. I really appreciate you.
Happy to be there for you guys to help you in this new school year too.
Oh, wait, Kim, we need to put there's my email. Kim, put your email.
Oh, okay. Mine is Voge.
You can put it in the chat.
I know I am. Kimberly, I just saying it out loud, at gmail.com.
And while Kim is typing what she's talking about, Kim, did you see the comment that said, at least one person said, your Facebook group is the only reason I'm still on Facebook.
Hey, I love it. That's why we do it. So happy to have you. Right. Like 20 people just joined. So woohoo.
Okay. Thanks you guys. John, thank you for making this. It is a freaking game changer for classroom instruction.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. Great having you both. Happy World Snorkl Day.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, take care.
Is this your little? Is this your motto for? Is this like your hand sign for Snorkl?
I
like
really
this.
Want so here's my dream is we
kids won't realize that we're doing a cell phone right here. They don't know what that is.
Yeah, right. A little microphone in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my dream is I want to get a little bubble maker and just like on command.
Yes. I like it.
It's I'm still in the idea.
Tracy, we love you too.
All right. Thanks so much, John and Kim.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.